So what's up guys, Riotbox here and welcome back to another episode of the MotoGP 20 career mode. And today we are back on our Repsol Honda trying to take a couple of wins for the factory team if we can in this episode. That will be the aim. So today we'll be heading into Austin, Texas, and then over to Argentina for round number 3 of the championship, where hopefully we can get a little bit better on at those tracks. We're running 120% difficulty, so this season, the idea of this season is to try and win the championship on max AI. So in order to do that, we need to really quickly develop this bike to sort of plug some of the holes to make sure that we are up consistently near the top. So let's get down to the grid then, or qualifying. We'll see how we get on in qualifying for the Austin, Texas Grand Prix. So then here we are heading out on the grid then for qualifying 2. I'm going for either a 1 lap or 2 lap stint. I've got enough fuel to do 2 laps if we need to, but hopefully we can just do it in 1 lap. So qualifying 2, what can we do on our Honda? We've got a slight upgrade this weekend. We've got a upgrade to the anti-wheelie, so hopefully that will help us out off of the start of the grid for tomorrow's race. So let's see how we get on our opening lap in Q2 then. Struggled a bit on the opening lap, so I backed off and we're going to go again this time. I made it into the 203s in Q1. I can't remember what the exact time was though. Exiting the final corner, a little bit wide on exit, but in the end it's just about 6/10 off of Marquez. I got stuck behind that man there, Nakagami, in the 3rd sector, and it seems to have cost us a few tenths. It could have meant we could have got nearer the front, probably in the top 5, but, you know, not too bad. I'll take that. So 7th place, front of the 3rd row. Could be better, but hopefully in the race we can get on a little bit better. I'm going to go for a medium front and a medium rear. Hopefully that will last us. And a little bit extra fuel just to help us along the straights. But yeah, see what everyone else goes for. Marquez has gone for the same, Dobby's gone for the same. So it could be interesting come the tyre strategy. I've seen a few soft tyres out there. I wouldn't run a soft tyre. After running them in qualifying as well, they just don't have the... they just overheat too easily. So you don't really want that. Let's see if we can beat Marquez here today then. Whether it's going to be another struggle to beat him. But anyway, hopefully we get a better start with our Honda. Not really a slight wheelie, but we're neck and neck with others on the 3rd row, which is alright. I'm going to try and sneak up the inside a little bit. Whoa! That was sneaky up the inside, hopping over the curb and find our way into P6. For now, sat in behind fellow Brit Cal Crutchlow, just trying to find a way through the S's, and we've been a little bit wide through that. So then trying to find a way to get past Crutchlow, but he's making his way past Quartararo now, and we're going to try and go past our obviously former factory comrade in Quartararo. He fought us quite hard for the championship last season, up until the last sort of couple of episodes where he dropped off. But let's see if we can clear him on the Honda. I've not got it in power mode 2. I'm just hoping we can beat him on the brakes, but you know what? I don't think we can. Seems to be a little bit stronger, but this time up the inside. Send it a bit aggressive there. And up into P5 now. Let's see if we can hold it through this 3rd sector where the AI, they are pretty strong in the 3rd sector. The final sector we gain a lot of time. We gain up to about half a second on them if we nail it. It's that corner there, turn 15, that I'm not very good at, that I need to work on. You can see Crutchlow's pulled out a little bit of a gap now, so let's see if we can reel him in through this last sector on the opening lap. Hopefully we can. Looks like we can. Round turn 19 on the power. Chuck it into the final corner. Use a bit of power mode 2 because it looks like they've escaped a little bit. He's pulled out again through that final sector, so we need to up our pace if we can. So I'm going to whack it into power mode 2 for a little bit, at least for this opening sector. Seem to have reeled him in a little bit through that first corner. We braked pretty well. I think that's the best I've ever braked and set ourselves up for turn number 1 there. A little bit of a corner cut, lucky not to get a penalty there, but flicking it over, I just not got the turn in from the front end. That's what I'm struggling with most on this Honda until we get those frame upgrades coming in. Got one underway, which is hopefully only a few more weeks away, but when they start to come in, hopefully that will help a little bit in terms of performance, but would be good to get a podium. 1.3 off of Crutchlow. Quartararo isn't closing us down either, so that's a bit strange. We're sort of in our own sort of performance group, I guess you could say. If these guys start battling, though, we'll be all over them. That's what we've got to pray for. But unfortunately, Marquez seems to be on the ball this season, and he's pulling away from Dovizioso. He seems to be his closest rival so far. Vinales is there as well. Crutchlow going with 2. Putting us to shame, of course, because we've got factory Honda. But the guys behind are closing in a little bit. Just look to the mini-map. See if we can start to push a little bit. I've got a feeling we might be doing a little bit of a Lorenzo here at Honda. I hope not. 204.6 from Mark. 206 flat from us. 1.4 seconds. This 120% AI is proven to be pretty difficult. I mean, we're doing okay, but to get the podiums and the wins, we're really going to have to battle it. Plus get the upgrades on the bike, so it's more on level terms with Marquez as well. That'd be good. See if we can nail these S's for the first time. That's better. Hitting our apexes through turn 4, 5, 6. Round 6 now. Line up 7 nicely. We've closed in a little bit now. The tyre choice as well seems to be perfect, really. Gone with the same tyre choice as Marc Marquez. We've clearly learnt a lot from each other over these past 2 or 3 seasons. I guess not. Oh man. Oh.
Soon cameras will take
how?
To see the award ceremony.
What? How on earth did that happen? We got critical damage from the from just folding the front. I don't know if I'm looking at a replay here and it doesn't look to reset our damage because we've lost all our end plates there, but yeah, look at this. Late on the brakes, a little bit unsteady, and then boom, down we go. We wipe out Crutchlow as well. He won't be happy with that. But when we want to get going again, it just won't get going. Oh man, that's annoying. I was just in disbelief. I just couldn't believe the front went like that. A bit optimistic to got the inside of Crutchlow, but I was sort of late on the brakes. I could have got it all slowed down, but I had to adjust my line and go up the inside, and it just wasn't meant to be. And in terms of the championship, it's only P12. At least we've got points, not like Alex Marquez, I guess. So, not the ideal start to our Honda career. Let's see if we can redeem ourselves then. This is going to be one tricky old season ahead. So, qualifying 2 then is upon us. Hopefully this time out we can finish the race and not fall off and completely damage our bike. I still can't believe we've got critical damage. I thought we'd be able to pick the bike up and carry on, but wasn't meant to be. But we can only regroup, try and get on the front 2 rows, and then see if we can get on the podium for the race. So let's crack on, shall we? Going around the final corner then in qualifying 2. This is our second lap. And we're just 2 tenths off Valentino Rossi, and it's only good enough for the middle of the front row so far. And my rear tyre is absolutely red hot, but Valentino takes pole. We improve, and we're only 2 tenths off this time. So hopefully we can challenge for that podium. I think I'm going to go for a medium front and a hard rear in the tyre setup. So let's head to the start of the race, where we will try and get our first podium for Honda. So then, here we are on the grid. See if we can get a decent start. We've got to watch out for Vinales. He's going to be up our inside there if we're not careful. Tiny little bit of a wheelie, but we get away with it and we head into turn number 1 up the inside. Vinales is coming up our inside as well. Someone's down. It's Alicia Spargaro on the Aprilia, and we've been mugged a little bit at the start here. Quartararo, he's the man doing it. Going up our inside, and we've been nerfed out wide by Morbidelli, and we're going to be beaten up by Rin. Sorry, Nakagami. Whoa! And Danilo Petrucci hits the deck. That has been a horrendous start for us. We've dropped 2 positions off of the start of the grid, and I'm running power mode 2 as well. Let's see if we get Rins on the brakes. I'm going to be stuck on the outside unless I can switch it up the inside, which I will try and do here. Yeah, we do. Pass Rins up into P6 now. Let's see if we can get Vinales back. Quartararo had a really good start. But I am going to line Vinales up the inside at turn 7, and I'll run him wide if I have to. He's going to try and hold on. She does a little bit there. Hopefully this hard in the rear works for us, because the soft tyre after 1 lap went red hot and just made it really unrideable. But now we're in 5th, back to where we started, and we can try and close down Quartararo, but lots of understeer around there at turn 11. Heavy bike and only a medium in the front compared to qualifying. Quartararo taking a look back at us. Wonder what he's interested in. But right, ending lap number 1, 7/10 off of Quartararo now. So I'm going to ramp it up to power mode 2, because I want to try and close down this gap if I can relatively quick. And I want to try and get on the podium, because this could be Marquez's 3rd back-to-back win. And that means he'll have a maximum of 75 points. That'd be crazy if he manages to do that. Absolutely crazy scenes. The past few seasons at the start have been very close, and we've been able to fight and trade positions with Marquez. Dovi's also been up there as well in the mix of the Yamahas, but not this season. Marquez is going for it. He's had a couple of seasons without a championship because we've won them, and we're trying to defend our 2nd GP championship right now, and we're not doing a very good job of it. But we have, of course, gone to Honda, which is who Marquez rides for, so let's hopefully not the fact that the team are giving us a rubbish bike or something like that. Conspiracy theories, eh? But anyway, hunting down Quartararo nonetheless. It's been a bit of a better lap with power mode 2. Been able to close down on the Frenchman a little bit. 36.8 from Marquez, 36.9 from us, so a little bit better from us this time round. But of course we've got to clear these two, Quartararo and Dovizioso, which is not an easy job to do, but hopefully our Honda can make light work of it down this next back straight, and we might be able to get them both in the braking zone, who knows. But anyway, this bike doesn't change direction very well. Hopefully when we get some frame upgrades on the go, it might help us out a little bit. But got a bit of power mode 2 and slipstream, and we're closing on Quartararo. Send it up the inside, tuck it in now, and trying to go around the outside, mate. You're just gonna have to run our line. And he ends up on the outside, and now we're into P4. Next on the list is Dovizioso. It is Rossi giving chase to Marquez ahead. Plenty of times we've seen Rossi and Marquez battle it out here at Argentina. A very, very fun, enjoyable races those are to watch. Trying to line up Dovi here. We're on a bit of a roll. Hopefully this will be a bit of a fastest lap of the race, but then we've got the challenge, if we clear Dovi, of bridging this gap. It's only about 2 seconds or so, but it's a bit of a mental challenge, isn't it? You haven't got anyone to chase, you've got a bit of clear air. But if Rossi battles Marquez a bit, 36.7 from Marquez, 37 flat from us, so we lost a little bit of time. We're up the inside of Dovizioso now. So next on the list is, what's Dovi doing behind us? He almost rammed into us. But anyway, next on the list is Dovizioso. I've got his name in my head because he almost rammed us off at turn 1. But Valentino is up the road, coming through the first sector split now. This is the first sector behind Rossi. Let's see what the gap is. 2.3. That's the gap we've got to try and hunt down. See if we can do it. Gotta dig deep. Find a bit of pace in this Honda, which I'm not sure if we have. I'll get a frame upgrade in a week's time. So next episode we'll get a frame upgrade, and next episode I'll be able to start an engine upgrade. Quite a significant engine upgrade. It's quite expensive as well. 4,500 research points. So it's taken me all this time to save it up, but I have lent my engine department a little bit to get the anti-wheelie upgrade on the electronics, just to try and help us out at the start of the races. 1.9 is the gap to Rossi anyway. We're closing down by 4/10. He seems to be sticking with Marquez, so that's good at least. I think he's lapping very similar lap time to Mark, so let's see what the gap is as we come across the line. This is the important sector split. What is the gap? 1.9, 36.7, fast lap of the race from us. We're bang on for fuel, so I can't use any extra fuel. I'm just going to have to find the time in the braking zones, but if I run it deep at turn 1 like that, it's not going to help us out. Let's dig deep then. Gotta try close down if we can. Wonder what the gap is. It was 2.3 at this sector split on the last lap. Be interested to see what it is at the same sector split this time round. That corner cut didn't help us at all. 1.9 still. I'm going to use a bit of power mode 2 down here just to help us out. See what the gap is as we come through the third sector. 1.3. We've really been closing down Valentino, but we've only got one more lap to go, and I doubt we'll be able to get Valentino and Marquez. If anything, we might be able to get Rossi and finish just behind Marquez, but it's not going to stop his perfect streak of races unless he makes a mistake on this final lap. So let's dig deep. Another fast lap of the race, 36.5, 1.4 off. And we're lapping about half a second quicker than the guys ahead, which means I don't think we'll catch up to Valentino really at all. But we've got to try. Struggling with rear tyre wear now. You can see it slipping and asking for forgiveness at every single corner. Every time we ask for the power, at every single exit. Oh, look at that. They're still slipping and sliding. This bike will kill us if we're not careful. This Honda is a little bit of a handful. And I'm going to be running borderline for fuel as well. But we're going to have to commit if we want to try and close down Valentino. It seems alright on the heavy braking zones, this bike. Doesn't want to fold at every heavy braking zone. It's more the medium sort of braking zones where it struggles a little bit. We're closing down every single sector. But it's not going to be enough, I don't think. Bit far back, but look at that rear. Here we go. Chuck it in. Whoa. Look at it on the exit. Just asking, look at that corner cut as well. Less than a second. Another couple of laps would have been able to get him, I think. Gonna run out of fuel if we're not careful. I've had to turn the power mode to 0 because look at that fuel in the bottom right. Come on, bring it home. Not able to give chase, and that's probably, we were probably on for another fast lap of the race, but I had to back off there because of the fuel. But third place, we get our first podium for Honda. Good result after that very disappointing first race out of Kota. And in the end, that pulls us up to 8th place in the championship with 52 points off of Marquez. And yeah, we just can't afford to DNF anymore this season. We need to hunt him down. But Marquez, look at that absolute domination. 75 points out of 75 points here this season. He is going hard, and this is going to be tricky to beat him. So what a season we've got ahead. More upgrades coming next episode, so hopefully we can do even better again, get another podium, maybe even get our first win next time out. Jerez and Le Mans it will be, so stay tuned. Hope to see you guys there, and for now, I will see you guys in the next episode.